Hey, it's Deb. Welcome to my channel. Hey, welcome back to my channel where I talk about my millennial perspective on life and motherhood. Today, Hadley is 12 weeks old. Woo, so excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into today's video on my 12-week must-haves and what really helped us to make it to week 12. So if you're excited about this video, hit that subscribe button, like this video, ding that notification bell, and let's go ahead and jump right in. So really when I'm thinking about Hadley's first 12 weeks, I break it down into 3 areas: sleeping, eating, and awake time. And I've really sorted everything into those 3 main buckets of things that were helpful for me. Now, not everything is going to work for every baby, so please take that into consideration, but this is what has really worked for us and what we've tried and what we have continued to use and grab every single day for Hadley, no matter what her mood or what she's wanting. These are the things that have really stood out as winners, and so I definitely want to pass that information along in the hopes that I can help somebody else with selecting items for their babies. So let's start with the number one most important thing that I think everybody thinks about when they think about a baby, and that is sleep. Hadley has been an awesome sleeper, and so I've been really excited about the products that we've used to help her sleep, and I really hope that this helps for your baby to sleep too. She's currently sleeping about 6 to 8 hours at night. She's done that almost since the age of 2 weeks. We made sure that she was getting enough food, and so with our doctor's permission, she has slept 6 to 8 hours at night, and that's really worked for us. And so these are some of the products that I swear by and hopefully will help you to achieve those same results. So the first thing that we've really used to help us in our sleeping journey has been pacifiers. I know this can be a little bit of a controversial topic, but we went ahead and did pacifiers for Hadley. When she was in the NICU, she was introduced first to this pacifier here. It's called the Jolly Pop pacifier. You can see it has a round nipple on it. It's a little bit smaller. One thing that we noticed was when we were trying to get her to take the most popular pacifier I knew of before I had a baby, which was the Avent pacifier, which looks like this. It's what you have with the Wubbanub, and I just have one that's popped off of the Wubbanub. This was too big for her. If you notice the nipples, the Wubbanub nipple tends to be a little bit bigger than this Jolly nipple. And so this is what she used at first, but then she still tended to have problems with the round nipple. So the other type of nipple that you can find for babies is the orthodontic nipple, and that's what this looks like. And the main difference is that it is flat. And so we have started using these Nook pacifiers, and these are amazing. We currently have probably 20 of them scattered around in diaper bags in multiple houses at my parents, at my in-laws. So this has definitely been the pacifier that has been great for us, and we pop one of these in every time she takes a nap, every time she goes down. This goes and works perfectly for us. I would not invest in a lot of pacifiers. We actually just got the ones in the sample boxes, had one of each kind in our dresser. We tried different ones out, and that's how we ended up picking the Nook. So this is something, if your baby has a small mouth, go ahead and try to get this flat nipple. I definitely think that will help with you. So the next thing that has been amazing for us to get Hadley down at night is her swaddle. We make sure to differentiate between nap time and nighttime. I've read a lot of things that say that you should keep them all cohesive, but I really believe by separating them out, it really helps to cue to Hadley, this is a time that I only sleep for a couple of hours versus this is a time that I need to be asleep for a long time. So this is what we use. We use the Halo Sleep Sack, and we have the muslin fabric. We got, since it is the summertime, we got the muslin fabric. It is lighter. I didn't want her to overheat. That can increase the risk of SIDS, but if she was born in wintertime, they do have winter sizes as well. This is the 0 to 3 month, and basically the way that this one works, it is a combination. It has a zipper, so it can zip from top to bottom or bottom to top. It has these little arms, and then you take the arms here, the wings, and you tuck one arm and then the other arm, and then you Velcro her in. This has been amazing. She doesn't get out of this at night. She loves it. We are starting to transition out of it. We have her one arm out right now, and she still is doing great and sleeping great. Last night was the first night we tried that, and she did awesome. So I would definitely recommend a swaddle, and really I would think about doing one that has the Velcro versus just doing the old school swaddle. She tended to get out of that when we were doing it in the hospital, so this definitely was a winner. So So the next two items that I would recommend, I can't show you because Hadley's actually using them right now. It would be a baby blanket and some type of sleeper. We have a little Sherpa lightweight blanket that we got from Walmart that we absolutely adore. We have something lightweight specifically because it's summertime and we don't want to keep her too warm, but we do want to make sure she's still, you know, snug whenever she's taking her nap time. So we have the baby blanket that we put safely over the bottom half of the DockATot, and we also monitor her when she's using the blanket to make sure that she's safe. We also use the DockATot for nap time. I'll link my DockATot review right up here. You don't necessarily have to have the DockATot, but it's been really handy to have, especially when I'm in multiple rooms trying to do different things. You could have the Snuggle Me Organic or a different product, but I definitely would look for something that would help differentiate between nighttime and daytime sleep. Another bassinet in the other room honestly could do the trick. So those two things are definitely a must to help with nap time. The next thing is something pricey, but I honestly would recommend it, and that is the Owlet. This is her Owlet sock, and this goes on her foot at night. We use this only when she's sleeping at nighttime, and this tells us what her heart rate is. It tells us what her oxygenation level is, and then in combination with the monitor we have up that you can see in my nursery video, we love these two items together. It really gives us peace of mind. Between the two systems, we use the app, and the app will tell us things like the temperature of the room, if it detects movement outside of the crib, every time she moves. It will track her deep sleep and her light sleep. It will also track if she had any times where she was out of the safe zone. If she is out of the safe zone, it will alarm in the middle of the night and wake us up. So this is not something you have to have, but it has been such a blessing to us to help us to sleep at night. So if you do have the money, or if you do have room to ask for it on your registry, I would definitely pick up the Owlet. It has been worth it, especially after she came out of the NICU. It's been great to just have that extra sense of security, to know that there's just an extra set of eyes on her at all time, keeping her safe. And the last two things are her bassinet and her noise machine. She doesn't use her bassinet anymore, but she used it for about the first 8 weeks when she was sleeping in our room. That was definitely a must. So some type of sleeper to put in your room until she transitions into her crib. And then your noise machine. We use the Google. I am looking at purchasing the Hatch Baby Rest Plus. So I'll let you know if you're interested in that, if I decide to pick that up, and how it works. But for now, we just ask Google to play the sound of the ocean, and that works for us. It puts her right to sleep, plays all night, and in the morning we turn it off. So you can pick up an Amazon Echo, you can pick up a Google Home or a Google Mini. There's a lot of different options. There's also just little ones you can put batteries in. But a sound machine is a great item. Babies are not used to sleeping with silence, so definitely pick up something like that. I promise you, you will be thankful for it. So, section 2, eating, and my very first recommendation, whether you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, is the Boppy. So this is my Boppy. I have the little lion, it's precious. So I have more than one of these Boppies. I have one in the car as my travel Boppy. I have one in here. Josh even uses it, has been great. It helps with your back support. Even when you're bottle feeding, when you hunch over and you're feeding the baby, you're gonna have a lot of tension on your back. And I actually got tension headaches from breastfeeding at first. So definitely use the Boppy. It will really help you, especially as your baby gets older, and you both can use it. I would definitely pick one up. They have them at Buy Buy Baby. You can get a 20% off coupon, makes them totally worth it. There's also the My Breast Friend. There's a couple of other pillows you can look at, but definitely get some type of feeding pillow. It will just really help keep you comfortable while you're feeding. So even though I am breastfeeding, we have started to give Hadley some bottles, because when I go back to work, I'll become a pumper and I will actually start pumping a lot of bottles, and will be feeding her with bottles and with breastfeeding. So there are 2 bottles that I would recommend. The first one that we tried was the Comotomo. This is really popular. You can pick these up on Amazon. Again, everything that I'm talking about will be linked down below. We picked up some of these 4-ounce bottles, just one little package to try, and she really liked these. The only complaint I had about these was that she tends to burp a little bit more and spit up a little bit more when she uses this. So we actually went ahead and got a second bottle, and this is our very favorite that we use majority of the time, and this is the Boone Nursh NURSH bottle. And what's different about this one is that instead of it just being silicone like the Comotomo and it just being this silicone part here, you have two sections. So you have the plastic and then you have the silicone. The silicone actually sucks in air as it's drank, and it kind of collapses on itself to keep air from getting in the nipple. And that really helps with them spitting up and burping. So the Boon Nourish, I definitely would pick this up. We actually got a set of these for free when we were at Bye Bye Baby. We had a coupon for $25 off, and we picked up the little kit that included multiple different sizes, plus their new Jewel pacifier. We haven't had a chance to try that yet. I'll let you know how that goes, but definitely this is a great brand for bottles. If your baby likes the Comotomo, I think they'll like this one as well. And then the next thing I'll mention, especially for breastfeeding, is a breastfeeding app. This is the app that I have. It's called Time for Baby. Basically the way that this works is you put in the side that you're feeding on, you put in how long, it times it for you, and it just tells me. So I know right now that it's been 1 hour and 14 minutes since I last fed Hadley. I like to feed her about every 2 hours during the daytime, so I can set alarms for myself, and it really just helps me. And then I can go back historically and see, for example, yesterday, I can go through and I can see all the times that I fed her, how long they lasted, how many times were between each one. So this has been a definite blessing, especially when you're running around. Sometimes you can honestly lose track. And newborn babies, they sleep a lot, so you have to make sure that they stay up on their feeding schedule so they gain weight. So a breastfeeding app definitely helps. They even have a section here for bottle feeding. I haven't used it a lot, but you can put bottle feeding in here too. We'll start using this whenever Hadley starts eating with Josh during the day, whenever I go back to work, whenever he's feeding her bottles. But for now, I just use the breastfeeding section, and I really like it. The next thing I'll mention specifically for breastfeeding mamas is some type of cover, and I specifically have picked up a lightweight muslin. So you can see that this muslin, I just picked this one up at Marshall's. It's really nice, lightweight, not hot at all. I did have a Milk Snob cover, and I definitely will be using that whenever it comes to winter time, but it's really thick and it keeps me and Hadley much too hot. So I went ahead and picked up one of these. It's super large. It's great to lay her down on. I can use it as a blanket. I can use it as burp rag. So this is definitely something that I would recommend picking up muslins, and plus they have cute colors. You can pick them up. I got this set I got 3 of these for about $8 at Marshall's. So there are some great places you can pick them up. Don't feel like you have to spend $30 on 1 or 2 from like Aiden and I. Honestly, I love the ones that I have. So the next thing related to feeding that I'll talk about is gripe water. So we have this brand here of gripe water. This is specifically the overnight, but we have the overnight and we have the daytime brand. Gripe water, definitely a need. Whenever Hadley has too much gas, whenever she's fussy, this just really helps to soothe her stomach, calm her down, and help her to sleep. It also helps her to just stay calm during the daytime as well. One thing that I will note, this Mommy's Bliss brand that we have, the daytime came with a syringe, and this is what it came with, and that's what you used to pull the liquid out. The nighttime came with a dropper. So I will say, after using both of these, that I prefer the dropper for sure. When you use the dropper, this is something we can just stick in her mouth and she just sucks it right out and it's no big deal. This one is really hard to use, the syringe, because as you're pushing it to give her the liquid, it comes out in spurts instead of evenly, and it just really has a hard time working for her, and it gets her kind of choked up, and the whole goal of gripe water is to not get her choked up. So I would definitely make sure you pick up this, and we honestly use this one for both the daytime and nighttime now, but gripe water, definitely something I would highly recommend. Your baby will thank you, especially when they're gassy, as their digestive system gets used to our everyday food and our everyday environment. And one other thing that you especially need before 2 months is acetaminophen. It's out in the car, so I don't have it here, but we just have the off-brand Walmart acetaminophen. This is great for whenever they get their shots, whenever they get their vaccinations and they get their tetanus. It's going to hurt them. If you haven't gotten your tetanus shot, it just feels like someone punched you in the arm. And it's hard to explain to them, why that hurts. So acetaminophen, it's the same concept. It has a little syringe like this. The one she has is cherry flavored. She honestly really likes it, and we used it after she got her shots. We carry it around with us now just in case she ever has a fever, but I definitely would pick up some acetaminophen and just carry it around with you as well. And 2 last things I'll talk about quickly on the topic of eating, also for breastfeeding moms. My pump, I have it sitting over there next to the rocking chair. My pump is great. I haven't used it much lately, but I really used it at the beginning to build up a nice supply that I have in the freezer. So that's something that I definitely recommend. Your insurance should cover cover a pump, so make sure you reach out to your insurance. I got mine for free in the mail, so make sure to know that you do not have to pay for one if you do have insurance, that it should cover one. And then also storage bags. So we use the Nano Baby storage bags. These are great because they lay flat. So the way that they lay flat, they help to store the milk differently than a lot of other bags. It also helps to keep the nutrients more nutrient dense, because whenever you freeze and then thaw it back out, you can lose some of those nutrients. So I definitely like this. It has great things along the top where you can put her name, the time, you can put the date, so you can put if it's a morning feed or a night feed, because morning is going to be a different composition than night milk. So these are definitely great, and I would recommend getting these Nano Baby storage bags. And the last topic, awake time. And since she's not awake a lot, this is the shortest list. I think that you feel like you have to have all of these toys and all of these gadgets and rattlers, and it's honestly not necessary. What helps a baby stimulate them is your conversation. So the biggest thing I'll talk about is really making sure that you are engaging with your child, that you're being an active parent, and that you're talking to your baby. This has really helped Hadley to just open up and just really become really lively lately. She will have these cute little conversations with us where she's just babbling and we just talk right back at her. And so that's above and beyond the biggest thing I would say. We also read books. This is something Josh got for me whenever I was pregnant with Hadley. I was about to have her. It was Mother's Day. This book here, it's one of these books you can make yourself, and so he made this for me when Hadley grows up. It has all kinds of cute things in it, and I love to read this to her and read some of her other books to her. So we've got some books back there along the wall. You can get some great ones from the thrift store if you are on a budget, or you can order them off Amazon. So I definitely would look into getting some great books that you can read to your babies as well. One other thing that's great for when baby is awake is a sling. I love, love, love my Sakura Bloom ring sling and my Scout. I'll link my review up there if you'd like to learn more about those. But those have been great, especially when I need to get things done around the house and I want to still interact with Hadley. I can pop her in the sling or pop her in a ring sling, and I can carry her around, and she's just happy as can be. And then one other item, the last one I'll mention, is her swing. We have the 4Moms Mamaroo. We were able to pick it up used from Raylana's, which is something I'll be talking about in a future video. And she's just now really gotten to the age where she likes to use it. Before, she slept so much that we kept her out of it, but now that she's awake, she's starting to like it more. It has things that spin along the top, and so probably after this next 3 months of using it, I'll do a review to let you know if we like it or not. And but so far, she's seemed to like it, and we are starting to use it more. So towards the end of those 3 months, you're probably going to need to start picking up some things that will help her have more awake time with you. And so that swing is definitely one that I would recommend picking up. Alright guys, that's all I have for my 12-week update on things that were helpful for me and some of my holy grail items. If this video was helpful for you, please go ahead and leave a comment below. Like this video, subscribe. It means the world to me whenever you support my small growing channel. I'll be coming back at you in the next couple of months, letting you know as I go throughout Hadley's process, the new things we pick up and what I find really useful. Thanks so much. Catch you in the next one.